3, 2, 1, go. All right. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Levi already here, getting the chat going. Here we go indeed. We're going to talk about all the Barcelona news. We got a late edition of Wake Up and Barca. This is going to be the last one. We're back to a regular schedule next week, 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on the Undefeated channel. Today, biggest news, probably we're going to be catching up on the Griezmann transfer gossip. Could be a swap for Saul. We'll see where we're at with that. Before we get into the news, got to kick things off the right way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right. We got puppies wrestling, and we got news to catch up on. Levi, how you been, buddy? What you been up to? Let's start off with just the generic Barcelona news. Make sure I'm not missing anything big. And then we'll go from there, friends. We will go from there. Let me get my speaking notes. No, not my speaking notes. Just my work notes, actually, because you got to hop from job to job here. Carl, how we doing, friend? Let's view all the news, and starting up, we got Messi to stay, more Griezmann rumors. We know about that. I'm not going to click on Barça Blaugranes. They typically don't give any detail or substance in their articles, unfortunately. Keep doing what you're doing, though, guys. Keep it up. Busquets' birthday today. Very cool. Happy birthday to Busquets. Griezmann rumors, Stuttgart friendly, blah, blah, blah. Felipe Coutinho aiming for Inter Milan move. Okay, let's click on that. That is a possibility. I still think I'd rather hang on to him for the year, give him an opportunity to play in Ronald Koeman's 3-5-2 or 3-1-4-2 formation, however you want to look at it. Give him a shot in that. He hasn't had a chance. Hey, boys, relax. He hasn't had a chance to play central mid in that formation yet. So that's what I'd like to see. But Bavarian Football Works here is claiming some interest from Inter Milan. He did spend a year at Bayern. Had a great year, scored a big goal against us in that 8-2 victory, one of the most embarrassing losses that Barcelona ever suffered. No big deal. Levi, if I was right about that, then it's because you told me. Unless I am absolutely making that up and you're just pulling my leg here. Nana, how we doing, my friend? So let's see here. Future of former Bayern Munich, blah, 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 blah. The Brazilian maestro could finally be setting in on his next destination. According to the journalist Rudy Galetti, Coutinho would have to accept a pay cut of up to 50%. You know who else just did that? Lionel Messi, because he's a fucking champ. How awesome is Lionel Messi for taking a 50% pay cut to stay at Barcelona? How dedicated is that man? How much loyalty does Lionel Messi have? Endless is the answer. Rhetorical question. I don't even need your answers. It's endless. Anyway, Coutinho, 29, as of now, Inter Milan and Olympique Marseille are most likely to acquire. If I'm Coutinho, I'd definitely rather go to Inter. He's spent time at that club before, so he's familiar. Maybe even has some friends there still. If he goes to Marseille, that's a completely fresh start in a lesser league. And year before World Cup, you're still going to want to stay on that international stage, stay on the radar. So I would think he's going to want to go to Inter Milan, right? That's what I'm thinking. Connor McCabe, how we doing, friend? Okay, Levi, that's what I thought. You're Northern Ireland, right? What's up, Blessed? Yes, this is a late episode. If you've been following the channel, I've been on vacation the last 10 days or so. Yesterday was my first day back at work. I'm still working from home up until next week. I go back in the office. So because of that, I've been sleeping in a bit. I've been slacking off a little bit on the channel. And that's good. It's going to happen, I think, over the summers. When I look down the line at what we're going to be doing with this channel, we're going to be doing a lot of content, spending a lot of hours in front of the camera during the Barcelona season. And then in the summer, initially I had intended on picking up with, international tournaments and following the U.S. and everything. And I've kept up a little bit, but for the most part, I've enjoyed the time off and getting a little bit of a break. And I think that's going to be needed throughout the year just to keep things fresh and stay motivated, during the Barcelona season, like I said. So yeah, Late episode today, but starting Monday, we are back on track. 7 a.m. regular time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll be here on the channel. We will be here. Paul, what's up, dude? You're becoming quite a regular here. Love from Scotland? Well, I've got love for Scotland. Coming right back at you. Sonic Boom also joining us. How we doing? I think Inter would be good for him. Again, my choice would be that Coutinho actually stays. But if they're saying Inter, you know, if you're looking out for Coutinho's best interest, that might not be a bad move. Barcelona suspect Real Madrid are behind Mariba stalling on new contract. Wow, he could quickly become the most hated. The most hated. No, I don't want to allow pop-ups. Thank you. All right. Barcelona suspect Real Madrid behind Mariba stalling on new contract. If this is true at all, if he's even like entertaining offers from Real Madrid, let him go. Let him go. We need people like Lionel Messi who have the loyalty and dedication to this club. Más que un club, mi amigos. Más que un club. You don't talk to Madrid during contract time. Contract talks between Barcelona and Ilaish Moriba have come to a standstill, with Goal learning that the Blaugrana suspect Real Madrid may be behind a breakdown in discussions. Guys, stop. Stop it. Stop. The highly rated 18-year-old is only tied to terms at Camp Nou until summer of 2022, with another product of the famed La Masia Academy system keeping everyone guessing on his future. The hope in Catalonia is that an agreement can still be found that keeps the hot prospect on their books, but uncertainty reigns for now. All right, so where's Real Madrid coming into this? Scrolling down. Catalan Giants are of the opinion the Clasico rivals are tempting a player with a considerable potential still to be unlocked. Representatives of the Guinea-born star deny that is the case. Okay, so his party is denying it, with any move to Madrid considered to be very difficult. Barca are determined to keep Moriba out of the clutches of any rivals, as they have invested heavily in his development. Back in 2019, he was tied to a contract worth $1 million through 3 seasons, the highest salary awarded to a talent in their youth ranks. Interesting. Did not know that. So, Jesus Christ. Puyol sounds like a goddamn garbage disposal when he's playing with OG. Like, do you guys hear that? He's just like, it's ridiculous. It's very loud in here. I don't know if you guys can actually hear the growling or not. Anyway, Nana wants to ask a question. Is it really important to use a left center back because some people think Araujo and Garcia can't play there, but both Puyol and Piqué were right-footed? You don't have to have a left-footed center back. That's not a requirement. Look at Giorgio Chiellini and Bonucci, Euro Cup winners, both right-footed. I think it was probably far less common to have a left-footed left center back. So, and yeah, to your point, Piqué and Puyol. So I would say that's by no means a requirement. Good question, though. What's this about Saul and Griezmann? We can jump into that next. So the idea there. Hang on, I gotta push them out. He's just growling too much. All right. Anyway, puppy control. It happens. Hey guys. No. Out. Out. Nope. Oh, they're gonna tear the place up. No big deal. Part of streaming from your home, you know. Anyway, so I'll catch up on the chat here. Saul and Griezmann looking like a swap plus cash, meaning Barcelona gets Saul and some cash, and we give Griezmann back to Atletico Madrid. Griezmann apparently just sits there and goes, nobody at Barcelona appreciates me. Nobody at Barcelona loves me. Oh no, I'm so sad because they love Lionel Messi more than me, and people tend to give him the ball more than me. Finish inside the 6-yard box, Griezmann. Finish inside the 6-yard box when Jordi Alba and Serginho Dest and everybody else crosses you the ball and you're inside the 6-yard box, right in front of the goal. You just tap it in. That's what you need to do. Then you'll be fully appreciated. Fully appreciated and loved by all the Blaugranes. Cules around the world will sing your praises if you just put the ball in the back of the net, Griezmann. That's all you need to do. But instead, you just want to whine and cry, nobody loves me. Oh no. Oh, when I play for France, everybody loves me. Everybody trusts me. It's so nice playing for France in front of the French people. They love me so much. I feel so supported. It's because you finished your chances, Griezmann. It's because you actually produced for them. What do you think, just because of things that you did for France and for Atletico Madrid, that we're going to just give you a pass and be like, oh, we love you, Greasy. Oh, it's amazing. No. Put the ball in the back of the net. Score the goals that you're supposed to score. And then you will feel the love. Then you will feel the support. I'm not upset about it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not even upset about it. It's not a big deal. No big deal. Whew. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Griezmann and Saul. That's looking the most likely swap for Griezmann leaving. I was saying for a little bit there that I was thinking he might go to excuse me. He might go to PSG if Mbappe leaves for Real Madrid, and that might be, everyone in Europe might just be waiting to see if that move happens, because there could be a cascade of transfers after Mbappe leaves, if and when. He may just be waiting for a fatter contract from PSG. I don't know. It's insane. He's already a top paid player. So I do not know. Anyway, why doesn't Coutinho play Cam with De Jong and Pedri as the CMs? Would it work? I would love to see that. I would actually probably put Pedri at Cam and Coutinho at center mid. But with that said, Pedri did just play center mid for Spain all throughout the Euros. So I don't hate that idea. Again, I'm on board with keeping Coutinho. I am team Coutinho stays and gets some significant playing time, because as of right now, we'd be relying on Busquets as that third midfielder, and I don't like that at all. He is good enough, but he's not good enough to get us Champions League. He's not good enough to compete with elite midfielders because he can't keep up. He just can't keep up. So Frankie de Jong is going to have to play that defensive mid role, which means somebody else is going to have to be box-to-box midfielder. That could be Pedri, and then Coutinho plays attacking. I don't hate that idea at all. Thoughts on the new away kit, Raphael? I did a whole video on that. We talked about that back when it was rumored. Thoughts have not changed. I like the purple one probably more than the home kit this year, but I think the home kit actually looks better on the players. Ayush agrees with me on that one. We were talking on Instagram the other day about that one. So go back and watch the video, which actually I'm so glad. I got to mark my calendar next year. I'm so glad that I got a kit review video up early, because that has been my #1 video over the last 28 days as the kits get released. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully I'm right about the third kit and I'll get another little bump from that one. That would be fantastic. Atletico could win La Liga again if they got Griezmann. I agree, but I think if we give them Griezmann and we get Saul, I think that actually gives our team a bigger benefit. Atletico was not in need of goals last year. You know what I mean? And I don't think Griezmann necessarily gives them more overall team goals. We'd have to maybe go back and look at the stats of when he was there versus when he left. But it'd be very interesting to see Griezmann and Suarez reunited at Atletico. It'd be very interesting. But I think here's my point, is that Atletico getting a top striker will not have as much of an impact as Barcelona getting a good midfielder. That's my point. Vipula, how you doing, my friend? Thushar, how's it been going, man? I'm glad you're surviving. Braulio, PSG may have a big 16-year-old center back. Don't care. That's just news, man. Anytime people are like, oh, this 16-year-old, oh, this 17-year-old. All right, well, give him a couple of years. We'll see what happens. And maybe I'm just being a little bit biased coming from the United States. We get a lot of oh, this 16-year-old just signed with Bayern Munich. Oh, this 16-year-old just signed with Barcelona, blah, blah, blah. Very few come into fruition. So I don't really get excited about, 15, 16-year-old prospects. Look up Freddie Adu. ESPN talking trash about Barca's swap deal. I mean, it's not good financially except to get Griezmann off the books. If we weren't in such a financial crisis, then potentially we keep Griezmann. But the fact that he is now our highest paid player above Lionel Messi, who just took a 50% pay cut, the writing's there, friends. The writing is there. I don't think he's going to be staying. As soon as I saw that Lionel Messi took a 50% pay cut, putting Griezmann at number 1, I was like, oh, well, that's it. Griezmann's definitely out the door. Busquets is an absolute hero, but we need to do a better job of giving our heroes a ceremonious hero's exit and have them replaced with younger players. That has to happen. Andres Iniesta did it well. Xavi did it well. Puyol did it well. But Jordi Alba, Piqué, Busquets, Suarez, I was going to say Rakitic, but he wasn't really around long enough. Those four, like, we need to have a much better, what's it called? Succession planning. That's the term. Much better succession planning. That's what we need. So let's see. Can Saul win us the Champions League? Not by himself, but in terms of balancing out the midfield, it definitely gives us a leg forward. Ovi, how we doing? Good morning, sir. We should send Griezmann to PSG, trade him for Paredes plus money. I don't hate that idea at all. I think we talked about that on Monday. No, Tuesday. We did a stream on Tuesday because we're off schedule right now. I think we talked about that on Tuesday. I wouldn't hate, hey, take maybe Griezmann and we get Di Maria and Paredes. I don't know. Something wild like that. But that doesn't help the salary cap. That's the only problem. So we do need someone who's willing to take a lesser salary. Saul might be that guy. I don't know. Daniel, how we doing, friend? That's right, Daniel, you're West Coast. So listen, long term, ultimately, I would love it if I could do a live stream at 7 a.m. and then at like noon or 11 a.m., something like that. So I can hit East Coast and West Coast. That would be ideal. And then maybe we do an evening news that's actually catching all my international folks in the morning. Whatever happened to Paulinho? Nothing ever came of it. Barcelona weren't actually interested in Paulinho. He just kind of dropped in the news that he would be interested in coming back to Barcelona, but there was never any follow-up from Barcelona in terms of actually being interested. So that just kind of petered out. Coutinho's second highest paid. I don't know that to be true. I think as of right now, it'll be Griezmann, then Lionel Messi, then Frankie de Jong. Although Frankie de Jong and Piqué and I think Busquets all took pay cuts. So I'd have to look at the numbers again, actually. So with people taking pay cuts, maybe it is Coutinho. But Coutinho was pretty low. He was only getting like $8 million a year, something like that. Pedri needs to be center mid. Busquets is doing good, but he's kind of old and he stopped doing long true ball. No, so I disagree on that second part. His through balls have been fantastic. Busquets' passing maybe has never been better. I'm very happy with his performance passing and possession-wise in the midfield. The problem with Busquets, here's where it comes in. Here's where it comes in, friends. The problem with having Busquets in the midfield is that as soon as we lose the ball offensively, the counterattack begins. And we need someone with enough pace to move sideline to sideline in that defensive mid role. If he's not able to go from the center pitch to one sideline or the other, as a PSG with Mbappe on one side and Neymar on the other are breaking out, he's nowhere near catching up to that. So then you have a free run at our 2 or 3 defenders that have stayed back. So everyone is looking at the center backs and blaming them for the goals that have been given up. And yes, there are times when they could do a much better job. However, with that said, it's still very true and worth pointing out that a lot of those goals could have been prevented in the midfield if we had a more pacey defensive mid. If Frankie de Jong is in that role, a lot of those goals that we saw last season don't happen. They just don't happen. So I love Busquets. He's a hero. He's a legend. He still has a place on this club. I'm not saying ship him out by any means. Let him do what Iniesta was doing in his last couple of years of rotating in, getting some time off the bench, playing in Copa del Rey, not playing every La Liga match, and then have somebody come in ready for those big matches in Champions League. So does that mean that De Jong plays in defensive mid and we have Pedri and Coutinho? Or maybe we have Pedri and Ricky Puig? I know everyone's shouting for that except for Ronald Koeman. Ideally, we either keep Coutinho or we bring in a box-to-box midfielder. I think Saul fits the bill. If we were dreaming dreams and we could get someone like a Wilson Ndidi from Leicester, if I'm really dreaming dreams, we get Weston McKennie from Juventus, U.S. men's national team legend. Let's go. I digress. It's not going to happen. I've just been calling for it for months now. If Barcelona want to be in the running for Champions League, not even favorites, but in the running for Champions League, we have to figure out who is going to be that midfielder in the holding role that can cover sideline to sideline and break up those counterattacks. That is the key to Barcelona's success in this upcoming campaign. Whew, that was a good rant. That was a good rant. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Anyway, what I miss on the chat? Coutinho earns more than De Jong. Coutinho's at 24 million. I don't think that was true. Are you sure? What's your source? Name your source, sir. Coutinho was the worst transfer ever. Wrong. Levi. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was the worst transfer ever. I think our defense is fine. I would agree with you on that one, Levi. Bless says Saul can help with breaking counterattacks, unlike Busquets, but everyone knows Busquets is a better on the ball. Agreed. Completely agreed. I think Saul is going to be a little bit more tenacious and provide a little bit more pace. He's not pacey, but provide more pace than Busquets, who moves like a slug, even though I love him. What else we got? Swap Griezmann and like Pjanic or someone else for Insigne. I don't want Insigne. We don't need any more wingers. We have 8 forwards right now. 8 is enough. We do not need Insigne. We don't need any more forwards coming in. Depay is fast, no worries. Yes, Levi, McKennie's coming. McKennie is coming to Barcelona one day. It's going to happen. Do you see Barcelona would do swap deal João Felix and Saul? Good question, Justin. I did see mention of that in an article earlier. I would say that there's a chance if we're not going to go for cash, maybe we go Saul and João Felix. Again, we've got 8 forwards. I know that Messi just signed a 5-year deal. We'll see if he actually sees out all 5. Aguero's over 30, but everybody else is pretty young. You know, Depay's 27 right now, so I don't know if we necessarily need to be bringing in more forwards. I'm all right with that. Nobody coming in with the Claude Makelele. Absolutely, that's what we need. Bring Claude Makelele in. That's hilarious. Like Boosie, I honestly think PK is average, very slow. No wonder big teams scored a lot. Blah blah blah. PK is not average. Sorry, dude. Everyone picks on PK, but you cannot win that many trophies being average. It doesn't matter who's playing offensively. It does not matter. You could have the best attack in the world, which Barcelona had at times while PK was playing center back, but you don't win that many trophies being average. It's just not possible. Heard some Spanish haters say that Pedri is overrated and just couldn't stop laughing. Literally zero substance behind it. Probably Madrid fans. And they're probably upset because Spain had arguably an early exit from the Euros. But in my opinion, I think Spain actually overperformed. So I would definitely give them a pass on that one. Atletico Madrid are considering Felix untouchable. That would make sense. He's still very young. I'm with Levi on this one. I also think Felix is overrated. I haven't seen anything from Felix that made me go, ooh, yes, please jump on that. We definitely want him. FV says, if we sign another forward for Griezmann, it's basically useless. Only defenders or midfielders. Yeah, with Griezmann moving, the big part of it is to free up the salary cap. So whoever we bring in, you got to keep in mind, they're going to be earning much less than Griezmann, which means we can't have the same kind of expectations in terms of it being some kind of superstar. Look more like Saul, not João Felix. That's much more likely for the swap. And we have about 8 forwards right now. If Griezmann leaves, that puts us down to 7. it sounds like a lot. I talked about running the numbers before. When you get late spring and you're doing La Liga, Copa del Rey, and Champions League, and you have Dembele there, who's more than likely going to be injured, that could put you down to 6 forwards. That's actually not a lot. So if Griezmann leaves, I could see us maybe bringing in some youngster, but it's not going to be a superstar replacement. That definitely won't happen. Ronaldo fans say that Ronaldo deserved Ballon d'Or. I don't know about that. That's a tough argument. He didn't win anything this year. We need to sign De Ligt. I disagree. Again, I think if you look at the next 2 to 3 years, right? Right now, we are rebuilding, obviously. If you look at the next 2 to 3 years, we've got Araujo, we got Mingueza, we got Eric Garcia. That's our top 3. And then in terms of wingbacks, we got Dest and we got Emerson. So we have a good defense for the future. We still have Langley, we still have Umtiti, and we still have PK. I don't think Umtiti is going to be here at the start of the season, but I think Langley and PK will. Langley's still only like, 25, 26, something like that, maybe 27. He had a horrible year last year, but his first 2 years at Barcelona were great. So I give him a pass. I think he gets to reset, and that gives us 4 good center backs for the future. Langley, Araujo, Mingueza, Garcia. Bangarang. I'm good to go. Costa is a free agent. Costa can kick rocks. We cannot bring Costa. I used to love watching him at Chelsea. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the dirtiest players to ever play the pitch, and I loved it, but I don't want him at Barcelona. Braulio, I'll agree with you on that. Above all else, we still need to sign a midfielder. We need ideally, someone who's box-to-box, and that'll push De Jong into the defensive role, or we get a defensive mid, which I think is less likely because there's just so few world-class defensive mids. And then De Jong, of course, would play more of the box-to-box role. Nana asks, why do people mention Jorginho for Ballon d'Or? If he wins, I have a chance. Well, think about it, Nana. Starting midfielder for the European champions and for the Champions League winners. And Chelsea had a decent performance in the English Premier League as well. Plus, if you look at the number of goals, granted, all from penalties, but goals are goals. If you combine all of that in there, he gets in the top 5. Why not? When you win the Euros and Champions League, that puts you in the top 5, man. That's not coincidence. That is not coincidence. I don't care what you say. When you have a midfielder who is influential on both club and country and wins the Euros and Champions League, that's big time, and you need to consider that. We do not need Pogba. You calm down. No need for Pogba. I don't want that attitude. Like, he's that Neymar-esque vibe. I just don't want it. Daniel, how we doing? I forget if I said hello earlier. How we doing, friend? Do we think El Salvador can beat Mexico this Sunday? No, I don't. Mexico are going to win it because USA brought in a C squad from the MLS and a young MLS team at that. So, no, I think Mexico walk away with this trophy. I think everyone was disappointed with the loss in Nations League, so Mexico comes out with a good, got hiccups, with a good squad. I think they bury the U.S. with the team that the U.S. brought. And I'm going to get all kinds of heat on this channel, and I'm just going to have to copy and paste. That was not our best team. That was not our best team. That was not our best team. We'll see you in the World Cup. That was not our best team. That was not our best team. We'll see you in the World Cup. Over and over and over again for thousands of people is what's going to have to happen. Anyway. El Salvador never won their first 2 games in a Gold Cup. Yeah, they're not going to beat Mexico. One of the biggest advantages for winning the Ballon d'Or is having a big name. For example, Messi and Jorginho simply just does not have that. For example, Messi and Jorginho simply does not have that. I agree. Some of it is a popularity contest, but I would think that he'd at least be considered having those 2 big trophies. We should expect a Champions League semi, Copa, and La Liga. So he, not right now. Not right now. I think as of right now, with the squad that we have, I think we get the domestic double. So I think we win La Liga, and I think we win Copa del Rey. We need to have one more midfielder. We really do. We need to have one more midfielder, and then I'll say that we have a puncher's chance in Champions League because we have Lionel Messi. And Kun Aguero, I'll tell you what, if he comes in and revamps himself maybe like Luis Suarez did at Atletico Madrid, look out. We could be in for some treats this year with the Argentinian duo of Lionel Messi and Kun Agüero. So I would say no, we are not favorites for Champions League. We are a midfielder away from having a good chance. I won't say favorites, though. Christian Romero would be nice, but doubt he'll come. I would have loved to get who just went to Atletico Madrid, DePaul, Argentinian midfielder. Would have loved to grab him. Lo Celso at Tottenham, another Argentinian midfielder that I would have loved to see. Steven Davies, get out of here. Guys, you know who I want. You know who I want in Barcelona's midfield. You know damn well who I want. And I'm not hearing any practical arguments for why Weston McKennie wouldn't be a perfect fit at Barcelona. He is box to box. He is creative. He is tenacious. He'll go hard in on tackles. He'll dribble around players. And he'll play with that heart, that passion, that desire. There is absolutely no practical or objective reason that anyone has presented to me for why Weston McKennie shouldn't be in Barcelona's midfield. I challenge the chat. Why not Weston McKennie? I disagree with you, Levi. And again, I think that is subjective. Oh, you're joking. Okay, I was about to jump through my goddamn screen. I'm very excited for what U.S. men's national team has coming up. The World Cup qualifiers, I think, are going to be a good indicator of what's to come. And we're going to definitely have some friendlies over the next year with some top European teams. That typically what we do going into a World Cup. We try to get some warm-up matches in. So probably a couple from Europe, maybe one from Africa even. But yeah, I'm just very excited. Weston McKennie, Christian Pulisic, Serginho Dest, Tyler Adams, John Brooks. Who else we got busting out? I know I'm missing some. Yeah, very exciting. So the team that they have in the Gold Cup right now is basically what U.S. did was everyone that is playing in the MLS that might have a chance, they're kind of on the edge of making the World Cup qualifying team. All those players are now playing the Gold Cup as like a last opportunity to show what they have and win themselves a spot on that Gold Cup roster. Seriously though, De Jong, McKennie, and Pedri, picture that midfield, dude. That's insane, and I love it. Do you think Barcelona will transfer for Lautaro Martinez? Nope, can't afford him now. Basically, Barcelona are not going to be bringing in any stars in their prime for another year or two. That's my prediction. Because I was reading an article earlier. Basically, Barcelona shared that we were riding the salary cap like so tight to the max that we just didn't have any wiggle room for what happened with COVID, where we lost our funds, from all that income of not having an actual campaign. So because we were riding the edge so much, went off the rails. It happens. No spoilers from U.S. men's national team yesterday. I know they won, but I didn't see the scoreline or who scored. I'm going to watch it here this afternoon. So actually no spoilers on that. I appreciate it. No, Depay is not a cam. Depay is a forward who will play as a number 10 at times, but very often he'll do what Griezmann does, which is kind of drift off to that left-hand side, play as more of a left forward or a left attacking mid, if you will. But he's not a straight-up central attacking mid. I don't think that's accurate. Pjanic never got any chance because he didn't... Well, listen, he did get chances. Early on in the season, Pjanic did get some opportunities off the bench, and he did nothing. Zilch, zero, nada, nil. So you have to produce with the small time that you have to get more time. And he didn't do that level one. That first step never happened. So he's out. He is out. Need more Catalan players. Yeah, we need to revamp our youth academy, man. All right, folks. I'm going to have to run because I got other things going on, but this was a good one. This was a good wake up in Barca. Again, next week we are back on our regular schedule. Vacation is over. I'm actually going to be back in the office next week, so we are going to keep to the 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. Next week is when we should see all of the big action in terms of transfers because people are going to be coming back from vacation. I've said it for a few weeks now that all these transfer rumors are being delayed because people are at Copa America, people are at Euros, and then they take a week to 2 weeks vacation. So now that those players have ended their tournaments and they're coming back from vacation, you're going to see the transfers happen. You're going to see the contracts be signed. So Messi's going to sign. All of the new transfers that we got coming in, they're going to be signed next week. We'll see what happens with Griezmann. We shall see. So next up on the channel, Monday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, right here on the Undefeated channel. Wake up in Barca. We're back on our regular schedule, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Great questions, great input from the chat. Again, that's why we're doing this, right? It's not just me delivering the news. If I wanted to do that, I would just record this by myself and post it. I show up for these Wake Up in Barcas because I want to have the conversation. I love it when you guys are engaged and you ask questions and you have your own input and you disagree with me on stuff. I love it. Great community that we're building here. If this is your first time, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Turn on those notifications. All you have to do to be a part of the community is exactly that. Subscribe to the channel. You're in the right place, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride, and I'll see y'all next time. Mwah.